You're standing alongside Ballona Creek, and while it might not look like much here with the concrete channel behind me, let me tell you about this remarkable waterway. My name is Marcia Hanscom. I'm chair of the Sierra Club's Ballona Wetlands Restoration Committee. I'm also assistant vice chair of the executive committee for the Angeles chapter. And this waterway drains, and whenever rain falls in the LA basin between UCLA and the western half of Dodger Stadium, it ends up right here and goes all the way to the ocean. But with this concrete, the problem is that water can't soak into the ground. We don't have as much habitat, and it also relates to carbon sequestration, which we really need more of in light of climate change. So if you go, but here's why they did it. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers built this concrete channel partly because more than 100 people died in the very horrible floods of 1930s, and we may have more of those. So this is a very important flood protection area. At the same time, if you head toward the beach, this is the part of the Park to Playa Trail, and playa means beach in Spanish. And if you get west toward the beach, you get to Centinela. Centinela is where we end up with a natural mud bottom. So you start seeing lots of natural plants like tules, cattails, all kinds of beautiful plants, lots of habitat for birds and butterflies, and dragonflies, one of my favorites. And then you go even west further and you end up at the Ballona wetlands. And the Ballona wetlands is a place where the Sierra Club is working to protect this area. We protected it once, but now there's a horrible plan, a construction plan, that is being touted as a restoration when it's not. And while a handful of environmentalists like it, we don't. The Sierra Club thinks it's too expensive, too destructive, and it would also allow a methane gas storage facility to have new infrastructure put in so it could extend the life of that facility. And we really need to be closing it down with climate change and the concerns for impacts. So I want you to also look right across here. You'll see a beautiful sculpture called Cross Currents. And Cross Currents is there's a two-part sculpture there, and it's actually an homage to the creek, to the river here. And in fact, when you get closer to the ocean, you'll see all kinds of beautiful native plants, and this kind of gives you an idea, this artistic sculpture of what we have here. And it also the plaque there talks about the Tongva people, who are the Shoshone Gabrielinos, and the Tongvas were the people who were here historically before those of European ancestry. So stay here for a moment and think about the intersection of people and water here at this beautiful riverway.